Respected family members, my pranams to you. എല്ലാ കുടുംബാംഗങ്ങൾക്കും എൻ്റെ പ്രണാമം. ഇന്ന് ജ്യോതിശാസ്ത്രത്തിലെ ഗണിതത്തിൻ്റെ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ ഓഫ് മാത്തമാറ്റിക്സ് ഇൻ ജ്യോതിഷ, അതിലെ കുറച്ച് എക്സ്പ്ലനേഷനാണ് വിവരിക്കുന്നത്. കുറച്ച് തിയറങ്ങൾ, ഭാരതത്തിൻ്റെ ഗണിതശാസ്ത്രം എത്രത്തോളം ഡീപ്പായിരുന്നു എന്നറിയാൻ, for knowing the depth of Indian mathematics, I am explaining here in a simple way the Newton's infinite geometric progression convergent series discovered by Nilakanta, and it is known as Nilakanta series. The theorem is given in Nilakanta Somayaji's Bhashya for Aryabhatiya. Evam yastuchateda paramabhaga paramaparyaya anantaya api samyogaha tasya anandanam api kalpyamanasya yogasya adhyavayavinaha parasparamachedha ekonachedamamsham sadhyam sarvatrapi saman eva. This is Newton's infinite geometrical progression convergent series explained by Nilakanta about 200 years prior to Newton himself. The meaning of this is thus the sum of an infinite series whose later terms after the first are got by diminishing the preceding or by the same divisor is always equal to the first term divided by one less than the common mutual divisor. This is one of the very crucial theorem discovered by Keralite Nilakanta Somayaji. Next, Tycho-Brahe reduction of ecliptic, which is known as discovered by the Newton again, by Newton himself again, but this is written here by Achyuta Pisharadi, which is an important theorem connected with astronomy. Adonasya vidhostu kodibujayoho jive mitastadayeta Amdyakshepa sharahatam vadamamam vikshepa kotyahareta labdam vyasadalogridam himaskare swarnam vipade vidhauho yugma padopage vidura yasmashtyo bhagole bhaveta. Here mainly Bhuta Sankhya is utilized. The meaning of this is multiply the tabular cosine and sine of the moon minus node and the product of the tabular or sine of the maximum latitude of the moon. Divide this by the tabular cosine of the latitude at the particular moment, and the quotient is to be divided again by the tabular radius. The radius is to be added to or subtracted from the moon's longitude, as the moon minus node is in an even or an odd quadrant respectively. The true moon measured on the eclipse is thus obtained. How much depth our forefathers have gone utilizing the latitude and longitude. അക്ഷാംശവും രേഖാംശവും ഉപയോഗിച്ച് നമ്മുടെ പൂർവികര് പാരലാക്സ് എറർ ഇല്ലാതെ ചന്ദ്രനെ എത്ര കറക്റ്റായിട്ട് കണ്ടിരുന്നു, അത് കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു എന്ന് അച്യുത പിഷാരടി കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു ഇക്വേഷനാണ്. അച്യുത പിഷാരടിയുടെ പേരിലല്ല ഇത് അറിയപ്പെടുന്നത്, ടൈക്കോ ബ്രാഹി എന്ന പേരിലാണ് അറിയപ്പെടുന്നത്. അടുത്തത് വളരെ വളരെ രസകരമായിട്ടുള്ള ലെബനിറ്റ്സ് സീരീസ് ആണ്. വ്യാസവർഗാത് രവിഹതാത് പദം സ്യാദ് പ്രഥമം ഫലം തദാദിദാ സ്ത്രീ സംഖ്യാപ്തം ഫലം സ്യാദ് ഉത്തരോത്തരം രൂപാദ്യയുഗ്മ സംഖ്യാഭിർ ഹൃതേഷ്വേഷു യഥാക്രമം വിഷമാനം യുതേ ത്യക്ത്വാഹ സമം ഹി പരിധിം ഭവേത്. ഇതിനെ mathematically പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ this can be written in mathematics as multiply the square of the diameter by 12 and extract the square root of the product. That is the first term. Divide the first term by 3 to obtain the second term. The second again divided by 5 to obtain the third term, and so on. Thus get further terms. Divide the terms in order by the odd number 1, 3, 5 and the odd order terms 2 and subtract the even order terms from the preceding. The residue will be the correct circumference of the circle. Here you can understand that Revi Hatat. Revi means sun. Revi means Dwadasha Surya, Bhuta Sankhya. Revi means 12. Similarly, so many Bhuta Sankhya. Rupam means 1, Ayugam means odd number, Yug means even number, and Bhuta Sankhya is commonly used in almost all the theorems, and this is known as the theorem written by Leibniz, but actually it is discovered 250 years before Leibniz by Madhavacharya. Now another very interesting theorem, it is given in Leelavati of Bhaskaracharya 2, written in 1148 AD, 1148 AD. It is also given by Madhavacharya in Kriya Kramakari. That theorem you can read like this: Asmad Sukshmadaro Anyo Vilikhyate Kaschana Samskaraha Ande Samasangyadala Vargasaiko Gunaha Sa Eva Punaha Yuga Gunito Rupayudaha Sama Sangyadalahato Bhaved Haraha Trisharadi Vishamasangya Haranat Param Edat Eva Va Karyam. Trisharadi. Sharam means 5. Really Sharam means arrow. Panjasharam. So here also you can see Bhuta Sankhya is used. The meaning of this theorem is a correction still more precise is being stated here. The multiple is the square of half the even integer integrated by unity. This multiplier multiplied by 4, then increased by unity, and then multiplied by half the even integer is the divisor. The correction may be applied after the division by 1 integers 3, 5, by odd integers 3, 5, etc. Thus the circumference will become 4 into diameter into 1 by 1 minus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 5 minus 1 by 7 plus etc. 1 by n into 1 by 2 n plus 1 whole square plus 1 and so on. It goes like this. This is Leibniz theorem. Again De Moivre's theorem, another one. Yat sangyaya atra harane krite nivritta kritistu jamitaya tasyaha urdvagata asya samasangyaha tad dalam guno amde syad tadvagaihi rupahato haro vyasabditadaha pragvad tasyam aptam swamrane krite dhane Shodhananva karaniyam sukshmaha paridhi sa syat bahurdo haranato ati sukshmascha. The meaning of this one, it is impossible to translate into in any Indian languages, so I am just reading in English itself, translated by the most authoritative mathematician. Let the process stop at a certain stage, giving rise to a finite sum. Multiply 4 times the diameter by half the even integer subsequent to the last odd integer used as divisor, and then divide by the square of the integer increased by unity. The result is the correction to be added to or subtracted from finite sum. The choice of addition or subtraction is depending on sign of the last term in the sum. The final result is the circumference determined more accurately than by taking a large number of terms. In short, circumference of a circle is equal to 4 into diameter into 1 minus 1 by 3 by plus 1 by 5 minus 1 by 7 plus 1 by 9, etc. Thus you will be getting the finite, very fine value of the circumference of the circle. Next theorem. Vyase varidhi nihade rupahade vyasa sagarabhihade trisharadi vishamasagya bhaktam ranam swam pradhakramat kuryad. Multiply the diameter by 4, subtract from it and add to it alternatively the quotients obtained by dividing 4 times the diameter by the odd integers 3, 5, 7. This will give you the fine value for the circumference. See how deep our forefathers have gone in calculating the mathematics. എത്രയധികം ഗഹനമായിട്ട് നമ്മുടെ പൂർവികര് പോയിട്ടുണ്ട് എന്ന് നോക്കാം. ഇനി ഗ്രിഗറിയുടെയും ലെബനിസ് സീരീസിന്റെയും ഇൻവേഴ്സ് ടാൻജന്റ്, സൈനും കൊസൈനും ടാൻജന്റും ആദ്യം കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചത് ഭാരതീയരാണെന്നുള്ളതിന് തെളിവാണത്. നമ്മുടെ കെൽവിനും ലെബനിസും ന്യൂട്ടൺ far before their birth even, our forefathers have discovered the sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, secant, cosecant and cotangent. I am explaining this to you not thinking that you will understand all these things, But you should know how much deep was our knowledge. This is such a big theorem where Yukti Bhasha are written by Madhavacharya. This is given. Ishtajya Trijiyorghadat Kotyaptam Pradhamam Balam Javargam Gunagam Gritva Kodivargam Chaharagam Pradhamadi Bale Byoda Neyaha Bala Kradur Mohugo Ehatrayad Yoja Sangyabhir Bhakteshu Edeshu Anukramad Ojanam Samyude Tyaktva Yukma Yoga Danur Bhaved Doho Kotyara Labam Eva Iha Kalpaniyam Ihasmridam Labdanam Avasanam Syan Nattadavi Muhur Krite. Obtain the first result of multiplying the r sin theta by the radius and dividing the product by r cos theta. Multiplying this result by the square of the r sin theta and divide the square by the r cos theta. Thus we obtain the second result, a sequence of the further results by repeatedly multiplying by the square of the r sin theta and dividing by the square of the r cos theta. Divide the terms of the sequence in order by the odd numbers 1, 3, 5, etc. After this, add all the odd numbers and subtract from them all the even terms without disturbing the order of the terms. Thus is obtained the dhanus, that is the final r sin theta, whose two elements are given as r sin theta and r cos theta. Here the smaller of the two elements should be taken as the sin theta, since otherwise the series obtained will be non-finitive. That is, arc of a circle is equal to r sin theta dot cos theta minus r sin cube theta by 3 r cos cube theta plus r sin raised to 5 theta by 5 cos raised to 5 theta. That is equal to r tan theta minus 1 by 3 r tan cube theta plus 1 by 5 r tan raised to 5 theta minus 1 by 7 r tan raised to 7 theta, or tan theta is equal to theta in radians minus a cube by 3 plus a raised to 5 by theta raised to 5 by 5 and so on. Thus we will be getting sin theta, cos theta and tan theta. I know pretty well that you are not understanding this one, but still I wanted to inform you that these theorems have been discovered in India. World over people are accepting it. Now very recently in Manchester University, one professor, Malayali professor, Kerala professor, G. Varghese, he has uploaded this in his website and claimed that he is the person who has written all these things. In 2000 AD, 12 years before, I have compiled all these theorems, and in 2002 I got a Doctor of Literature degree for that given by UGC as a special honor for me. Why I am telling special honor for me? Very recently G. Varghese has uploaded all these things that he has discovered from that Sanskrit textbook. I wanted to tell you that one. Like this 180 theorems we have compiled in a book, for which I was fortunate enough to get the Doctor of Literature degree. Next one is Euler's theorem. Euler's theorem discovered by Parameshwaracharya. Doshta Madhvayor Ghata Yudanam Tisranam Vadad Ekaiko Ne Udaratyatvam Chadushka Vada Abhijatam Labdamulena Yadhavrittam Vishkam Vade Nirmitam Sarvam Chadurbuda Kshetram Tasmin Neva Tishtahade. The three sums of the products of the sides taken two at a time are to be multiplied together and divided by the products of the sums of the sides taken three at a time and diminished by the fourth. If a circle is drawn with a square root of this quantity of radius, the whole quadrilateral will be situated inside it. This is the theorem discovered by Parameshwaracharya in 1360 AD, whereas its credit has gone to Euler, who developed this theorem in 1782 AD. That is about 400 years after Parameshwaracharya. So Euler's theorem is discovered in India. Similarly, Grigory's theories and Leibniz's theories discovered by Madhavacharya in Kerala. Next one is Newton's power series, again discovered by Madhavacharya. It is impossible to translate it into English. Translation is available, but reading that itself will take a lot of time. Just I am reading the Newton's power series discovered by Madhavacharya, 1348. Nihasya chapavargena chapam tattat balani cha hareda samula yukmayar trijyaha vargahadaihi kramat chapam balani cha adho dhonyo asyo varyubari tyajed jivatyaihi sangraho asyaihi vidwan ityadina kradaha nihatya chapavargena rupam tattat balani cha hareda vimula yukmayar vargaihi trijyavarga hadaihi kramat किंतु व्यासदलेनैव विद्विग्नेनाद्यं विभज्यता बलान्यधोदः क्रमशो अन्य अस्योपर्युपरि त्यजेत् शराब्दैः संग्रहस्यैवैः तेन तृतीया दिनाकृतः. Such a complicated theorem, it is discovered here, it is explained here, and it is known as Newton's power series, again discovered 400 years before Madhavacharya. Again Madhavacharya discovered Taylor series. This is also given by Nilakanta Somayaji in his book Tantra Samgraha. Ishtadoho Kodidanushoho Swasameva Samirade Jedve Savayavehe Anyasyaha Kuryad Unadigam Danuho Dvikna Talliptikaptaihi Shara Shaila Shighinandavaha Nasya Chedaya Chamidha Samskaraha Viditsayaha Chita Vaikam प्रक्षिपे जख्यात तद धनुषादि कोणके अन्यस्याम अदताम द्विग्नाम तदास्याम इति संस्कृति संतते कृतः संस्कारेषु गुणैः धनुषाब्जैः. Here you can see Shighi Nandavaha. Shighi means 3, Nandavaha means 9, Sharam means 5, Shaila means 7. These are all Shara, Shaila, Shighi, Nandavaha. If you do not know the Buddha Sankhya, you will not understand this theorem at all. Shara 5, Shaila 7, Shighi means 3, Nandavaha means 9. Like this, all the theorem has got Buddha Sankhya in it. Newton goes backward interpolation given by Vateshwaracharya in AD 748. Dhanushapta Bhakta Jivaghade Labdam Sarupakam Dalidam Labdagna Vivarahatam Sa Samshodya Triyojya Vigalajyaha. How can it be mathematically written? Function of x is equal to function of x1 plus x minus x1 into 1 by h delta f into x1 minus h plus x minus x1 into 1 by h dot x minus x1 plus h into 1 by h dot delta square function of x1 minus h into 1 by 2. I am sure none of the Indians can understand this one. This is written in 748 years before correction 748 AD by Vateshwaracharya in his book known as Vateshwara Siddhanta, written by Indian National Science Academy, not written, published by Indian National Science Academy. Thus you can see so many theorems. When we say theorem, it is not very simple theorem. It is most complicated theorem. Even the most modern mathematicians having PhD in mathematics cannot understand all these things. I am explaining this just to inform you that we have got so much knowledge. Similarly, it's very simple things also. The value of pi we have discovered here far before. Learn me your Chaturadhigam Shatamashthagunam Dvashashtistada Sahasranam Ayudadvaya Vishkambasya Asanno Savratta Varinaha. This is given by Aryabhata. What is the meaning of that? If the diameter of the circle is 20,000 unit, its circumference will be 62,832. That is this theorem. Similarly, Tribhujasya Balashariram Samadala Kodi Bhujartha Samvargaha. Half base into altitude is the area of a circle. You can see Samaparinahasyardam Vishkambartha Hadameva Vrittabalam. The area of circle Samaparinahasyardam 2 pi r by 2 into Vishkambardham. Vishkambardham means diameter by 2 is equal to pi r square. So the area of a circle, area of a triangle, and a pi value and paridehe shadbhagajyaha Vishkambardhena satulya. If you are cutting the circle into 6 parts, 1/6 of the circle is the arc. The r sin theta of the arc, or the chord of the arc, is the equal to the length of the radius of that circle. This is what we are studying. നമ്മൾ എപ്പോഴും പഠിക്കാറുണ്ട്, ഒരു വൃത്തത്തെ ആറാക്കി മുറിച്ചാൽ അതിൽ ഒരു ആർക്കിൻ്റെ ധനുസ്, ഒരു ആർക്കിൻ്റെ നമ്മൾ കോഡ്, അതിൻ്റെ നീളവും ആ വൃത്തത്തിൻ്റെ റേഡിയസും ഒന്ന് തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കും. So here you can see variety of theorems we have got written here. Similarly, we in Vedas have given the number system: ekachame, tisrachame, panchachame, saptachame, navachame, ekadashachame, trayodashachame, arithmetic progression. I have explained it earlier. Ekam ja dasham ja dasham ja sadam ja sadam ja sahasram ja sahasram ja ayudam ja prayudam ja niyudam ja arbudam ja niyarbudam ja. This is a geometrical progression given here. The number system. So यदा एकरेखा शतस्थाने शतं दशस्थाने दशम च एकस्थाने एकम नारी माता च उच्यते स्वसा दुहिता च. This is written by Shankaracharya. The same lady, same woman, we call her mother, we call her sister, we call her daughter, we call her as a sister, and so on. But the same lady has got different position, different value. As mother, her value is different. As sister, her value is different. As daughter, her value is different. Like that, the same number written in first position, 10th position, 100th position, 1000th position. Yada eka rega. When you write one number, shatastane shatam, in 100th position, it will be having 100 times the value. Dashastane dasham. If you are writing in the 10th position, it will be having into 10 value. Ekasthane ekam. If you are writing in the first position, it will be having into 1 value. So like this you can see so much mathematics and astronomical application it is written in India. I have given this a little bit faster way. കുറേ സ്പീഡിലാണ് ഞാൻ ഇതൊക്കെ കൊടുത്തത്. കാരണം എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ എത്ര സ്ലോയിൽ പറഞ്ഞാലും ഇത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവില്ല. ഈ പുസ്തകങ്ങളെല്ലാം ഇന്ത്യൻ നാഷണൽ സയൻസ് അക്കാഡമി പബ്ലിഷ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇതിന്റെ ട്രാൻസ്ലേഷനോടുകൂടി, വിത്ത് ദ ട്രാൻസ്ലേഷൻ, വി ഇൻ ഇന്ത്യൻ ഇൻസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് ഓഫ് സയന്റിഫിക് ഹെറിറ്റേജ് ഓൾസോ പബ്ലിഷ്ഡ് ദിസ് വൺ. Most authoritative publication we have brought out. Indian Institute of Scientific Heritage, we have published this with the support of Indian National Science Academy, Government of India, and also Government of Kerala, State Committee for Science, Technology and Environment. These are all available in CDs also. These are all uploaded in the website also. What I wanted to convey you, that Indian knowledge is not merely spirituality and religion, as Jawaharlal Nehru told. I will say Jawaharlal Nehru is the most ignorant person about Indian history and most ignorant about Indian scientific and technological heritage. That created problem for Indians. An ignorant prime minister started discovering India, and he ended himself in not discovering anything about India, and he discovered that only the western things are great and good, applicable for India. That is the most serious curse of India. I would also like to say the 5 major problems India is facing now is created by Jawaharlal Nehru. As Live magazine said, all the 5 problems created in India is the contribution of Nehru family. Our ignorance about our heritage, we denigrate our heritage, we belittle our heritage, and we make fun of our heritage exclusively because of the first ruler pointed to the world that India is a superstitious country. First ruler pointed out the world that India does not have any science and technology. We have got only some religion and philosophy. That created the problem. And the JNU pupil, Jawaharlal Nehru University, so-called intellectuals, they created the rest of the problem. They also declared that in India no science and technology available. They said that only communism can save India. And partly Jawaharlal Nehru's family blood relation belongs to Muslim group, and the others did the remaining work, and the Christian conversion just fulfilled the negatives needed for denigrating India. So the 2 religion plus politicians plus so-called progressives and intellectuals, plus the family which ruled India for the longest duration. This created problem for India, and you can see our heritage, such a great thing. I have just read whatever I wanted to read, explaining word by word. It is difficult, but I assure you that if you would like to get the book for that, it has been published, and the publication, India government has given subsidy for that. That books may be available for you. I am telling that book may be available for you, not for sales and making money, but to prove that what I have read is the most authentic contribution of Indian science and technology and the great scholars of India. And I have read only very small part of it, touching the tip of the hair present in the tip of the tail of the sleeping lion. That is the word correctly I can explain. Using those words, I can correctly explain that I have only just touched the tip of the hair present in the tip of the tail of the sleeping lion. Such great contributions we have made in India. Unfortunately, unluckily, we are ignorant, and we are ignorant that we are ignorant. നമുക്കത് അറിഞ്ഞൂടാ എന്നുള്ളതും അറിഞ്ഞൂടാ. അതാണ് നമ്മുടെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ ശാപം. ഇത് ഭാരതത്തിലെ ഗണിതശാസ്ത്രമാണ്. This is the Indian astronomical contribution plus mathematical contribution coming under Jyotishastra. That is sixth Vedanga, what I was explaining to you. I am sure that at least you will be listening this even though you don't understand it. Don't worry whether you understand it or not. Just listen that. Just like you are enjoying Hindi music or Assami music or Punjabi music, even without knowing the meaning, like that, at least get the feeling that these are all Indian contribution. നമ്മുടെ പൂർവികർ തന്നിരിക്കുന്ന contribution ആണ് ഇത് എന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കാനെങ്കിലും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സാധിക്കട്ടെ എന്ന് പ്രാർത്ഥിക്കുന്നു. My pranams to each and every one of you. Thank you very much.